You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr., and here at Chat Sports, we have you covered with the latest NBA news and rumors. And if a Damian Lillard trade does go down, we have you updated right here on Chat Sports. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. That link down below. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get to the latest on the Damian Lillard trade front. Lillard, according to some reports, recently requested a trade. That report coming from True Hoop, but recently he did speak to the media with Team USA and denied requesting a trade out of Portland. I think any star player would be smart to deny reports like that, but I think a Damian Lillard trade is likely, and it would certainly change the entire landscape of the NBA and basically force the Trailblazers into a situation where they will have to rebuild. And coming up on today's show, we're going to take a look at the latest Damian Lillard trade odds, as well as some suitors who could be in the market for one of the best shooting guards that we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. Kevin O'Connor had this report recently on The Ringer. He said this, about the Damian Lillard trade rumors. Few team executives expect a Dame deal to happen this offseason, but multiple front office sources say the Heat, Kings, Knicks, Rockets, and Sixers have recently been the most aggressive suitors. Front office executives say that if the Blazers eventually move Lillard, they can expect a return rivaling or surpassing what the Nets gave up for James Harden. Multiple young players, plus 3 first-round picks, and 4 first-round pick swaps. Harden is a former MVP, but he had only 2 guaranteed seasons left on his contract at the time of the trade. Portland could do even better because Lillard is going to be under team control, 4 years remaining on his contract, worth a grand total of $176 million. From us here at Chat Sports, these are the teams that we think are the biggest Damian Lillard suitors. Check that. This is coming from The Athletic. Biggest Dame suitors, according to The Athletic. Miami Heat, Sacramento Kings, New York Knicks, Houston Rockets, and Philadelphia 76ers. All of these teams can put together packages that could lure the Trailblazers to trade away the generational superstar that is Damian Lillard. The next team odds if Damian Lillard is traded. The Knicks, leaders in the clubhouse at plus 160. The Sixers at plus 225. The Warriors at 4-1 odds. Heat at 7-1 odds. And the Lakers and Clippers both at plus 750. These teams as well have player assets as well as draft assets they could give up in a trade for Damian Lillard. I think it's only a matter of time before Dame requests that trade. We'll see where he goes. What do you think? Where will Damian Lillard start next season? Get those teams in the comment section right now and let us know where you think Damian Lillard will start next season. Coming your way on NBA Now, I am your host, Chase Sr. We're going to break down the latest Damian Lillard trade odds because some teams seem to be in the running for Dame, and the odds makers, they're totally on top of it. Let's start off with the New York Knicks, currently the favorites to trade for Dame at plus 160. We've talked about the Knicks' possible trade packages for a while here at Chat Sports. They can give up a lot to kind of please Portland and allow Portland to rebuild that franchise. Because let's be honest, if you give up Dame, I think that's the most likely path to follow. Our trade idea involving the Knicks and Blazers. Knicks get Damian Lillard. The Blazers get R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Kevin Knox, and 3 first-round picks in 2021, 2023, as well as 2022, that pick from Dallas from the Kristaps Porzingis trade. You take a look at the Knicks' top guards. They could certainly use a player like Damian Lillard on the roster right now. R.J. Barrett, really good guard wing player. Derrick Rose, Alec Burks, Emmanuel Quickley, Elfrid Payton, all of them possess different skill sets. But this is all factual. They are not the player, not the quality of Damian Lillard. You put Dame on the Knicks, they could immediately become a very interesting team in the Eastern Conference. How about the Philadelphia 76ers? The next team behind the Knicks in terms of Dame trade odds at plus 225. They have some player assets that they can give up. Not many draft assets that they can give up in a trade to bring Dame time to the city of brotherly love. Here's the trade idea for the Sixers that we cooked up for you. Blazers get Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, who really flashed this past year as a rookie out of Kentucky, as well as Matisse Thybulle, who is a third-team all-defender this past year. If you're the Blazers and you can get back Simmons and hope that he can develop at some point, a corner three, he can still be a bona fide star in this league. You get Maxey, who's a good creator. I like the value there from the Portland side of things. And Matisse Thybulle, he's been playing really well for Team Australia leading into the Olympics. He's a nasty defender. And for the Sixers, Damian Lillard and Joel Embiid, that could be a lethal 1-2 combo. And you're looking at a potential trio of some guys who can really lift the Sixers to title contention, in my opinion. Damian Lillard and Embiid are going to be working a magical two-man game. Tobias Harris is coming off arguably the best season of his career. You put these three together, and you round out the pieces around them with guys like Seth Curry, and you make some moves during free agency, Sixers could definitely be a very, very interesting team if they get back Dame. I just think, look, with Ben Simmons, he looked like a fraud in the second round against the Hawks. The relationship seems to be broken. I think it's best to move on. What do you think, though? What's the better fit for Dame? The New York Knicks or the Philadelphia 76ers? Get your votes in the comments section. Type NYK for the Knicks. Type PHI for the Sixers. Golden State Warriors are a fascinating team entering this NBA offseason. They have 2 lottery picks at number 7 and 14, and some player assets that they could give up as well, like a James Wiseman, maybe even an Andrew Wiggins as a salary match. As for Warriors trade ideas for Dame time, how about this one? Warriors get Dame. They team him up with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. The Trailblazers get Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, that number 7 overall pick, and the number 14 overall pick. I think that could be one of the best hauls for the Blazers in terms of being able to rebuild with those 2 lottery picks. You're still going to get a really good player at number 7, but I like the potential of James Wiseman, and I think people just throw a bunch of shade toward Maple Jordan, also known as Andrew Wiggins. He's overpaid, but underrated in my opinion. Can you imagine if Damian Lillard teamed up with Steph as well as Klay? I'm not sure we've ever seen a backcourt or a guard-forward trio that can get buckets and make it rain like this in the course of NBA history. This would be absolute fireworks if Dame, Steph, and Klay Thompson are just making it happen in the Bay Area. Make sure you subscribe to us here at Chat Sports. We just surpassed 250,000 subscribers. We're going to be live for the 2021 NBA Draft a week from Thursday. You don't want to miss it. The most watched NBA Draft on YouTube. So go to youtube.com/chatsportstv, which is that link at the bottom of your screen, or hit that red subscribe button. The Heat are also in play for Dame. 7-1 odds according to Vegas, and they have some players that they could give up that I think is pretty intriguing for the Blazers, but not like some of the teams that we have covered. First of all, there aren't a bunch of draft assets that the Heat could send to Portland in exchange for Dame. And also, they'd basically just be clearing out their roster with this. But also at the same time, I mean, Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra are always aggressive, and they're always star hunting. This could allow them to star hunt. Heat, get Damian Lillard. Team him up with Jimmy Buckets. Trailblazers, get Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Precious Achiuwa, who's a really good two-way player going into year 2, and a 2025 first-round pick. Certainly tempting. As for Dame and Jimmy, we know that both of these guys have absolutely no fear on both ends of the floor. Jimmy Butler, more of a two-way player. He's an elite defender. Damian Lillard, his strengths more so lie on the offensive end of the floor. But both of these guys are really good. Both of these guys are cutthroat, cold-blooded killers. And if Dame and Jimmy Butler team up, I think it makes the conversation in the Eastern Conference really, really fascinating, because you still have the Bucks, who won the NBA championship. You have the Sixers, you have the Nets, you have the Heat, you have the Hawks, who are surging. A couple of other teams in the mix there. Very, very intriguing stuff. Lakers at plus 750. Could they trade for Dame? I think it's highly unlikely. We put together this trade idea that if I'm the Blazers, I just laugh at. Because if I send Dame to Los Angeles, I got to worry about him coming into my arena with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. just dropping 40 and 50 points. Between those three guys, they can score anywhere between 100 and 120 points per game just between the three of them. If you're the Blazers, are you taking this deal? Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Talen Horton-Tucker, Montrezl Harrell, and/or Kyle Kuzma, and 2 first-round picks in 2025 as well as 2027. You're getting a lot of player assets back, but which of those players are great players when you're giving up a great player? None of them. Lakers lineup with Dame, though, it would be great. Dame at the 1. Let's say Wesley Matthews is at the 2. Doesn't really matter. He's not going to have to do much. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Marc Gasol. LeBron, Gasol, Anthony Davis guaranteed to have their contracts in store for next year. But this starting lineup, it would certainly be filthy. Which team is the best fit for Dame? If it's the New York Knicks, type 1. Philadelphia 76ers, type 2. Golden State Warriors, type 3. Miami Heat, type 4. Los Angeles Lakers, type 5. Get those votes in the comment section.